I saw this screenshot of where it says NYC school is facing backlash after first graders are taught about masturbation during sex ed class, and it's like I guess like the picture of the teacher, and like whatever a cartoon she's showing, it says that's called an erection. Sometimes I touch my penis because it feels good. Um, I don't think this one should be. I think this we could get them straight out the bat. I think we can all agree that that's no kid should be learning about masturbation
I think
in
they
the first
should.
grade. What? Why?
You gotta start them off young.
No. What?
You gotta start them off young.
Pause.
You know what I mean?
Fucking
You
pause.
gotta start them off young, bro.
No, I hope you're saying I hope you're saying that sarcastically. I would take that as a yes. You're saying that sarcastically.
Duh.
Okay.
Bro, what kind of first grader needs to be learning about masturbation?
It's
I
like
didn't even know I had a penis at first grade. It was just there, bro. I didn't know what it did, and just pee came out of it. That's all I knew.
it's like
But your balls aren't even dropped at that point.
I don't want to I don't want I don't want to continue that comment. But basically, like
What do
it's
you
like
mean? It's basic human development.
I know. But
If
it's
you're
like
a first grader
it's
and your balls drop, what kind of fucking genetics do you have?
what did they put in your Tyson chicken nuggets?
Exactly.
But basically, I think we should all agree, like what's like a proper age for like for just like obviously there's
Kindergarten.
so, oh we're going fucking backwards now. Okay, but what's like a
Straight
proper
out the
age?
womb. Straight out the womb.
It's like because like the actual caption of the Instagram post that posted this was like that they're like trying to like sexualize these kids like younger and younger. So like what's like well, first of all when did you guys start learning about like all that stuff?
It would have to be freshman year of high school with Hogan's class, I think.
Yeah, I would say like eighth grade, ninth grade year.
Yeah, around that time period.
Mm. Yeah, because I mean like I started obviously the internet this day
Hey,
and
your
age.
mom listens to this, bruh.
I oh I know what can I say? But basically, what can I say? Yeah, it's a reality. I mean, I think most kids our generation was like eighth grade, ninth grade year where they start either by school or by their own accords and exploration on the internet they start learning about this kind of stuff. But basically, what I was gonna say was I don't think at first grade anyone should be teaching, not even like parents. Well, technically, if the parents want to, they can because it's their kid and they can raise them however they want. But I don't think anyone should be teaching the kids like unless you're the parent. Even then, even if you are the parent, that's still really suspect
I was a suspect.
because they're first graders.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah,
They're too young,
you have to preserve their
too
innocence.
innocent.
Yeah, exactly. You have to preserve their innocence. Like I remember, like my mom had like the whole like birds and the bees talk around when I was like in the sixth
I
grade
never
ish.
had that talk.
Yeah, like she was like it was like around the whole like sixth grade, seventh grade ish. So like like my mom just like my mom just like made a comment about it, and that was like kind of like I don't want to say what she said on air, but like that was kind of like about it.
Say it.
No, no, no,
Educate us.
no. I'd rather not.
I never had that talk.
I'd rather not.
The only thing I was always told is use this head, not your other one. I was pointing at my brain for the
Yeah,
listeners.
yeah. He was pointing at his
Y'all
head.
are just so stupid.
Did you have the birds and the bees talk?
His silence speaks volumes. I think he's trying to say his uncle taught him.
His uncle showed him. He didn't teach him. He taught him. He showed him and taught him at the same time.
Well, basically, but back to the point. Yeah, I mean, I think like a talk amongst parents around like when they start turning teenagers, around like 14, 15 ish. That's like I feel like it's like a decent age, when to like the parents themselves need to teach them, like hey, these
How would
feelings.
how would you sit down and teach your son about that?
Okay, okay. Well, first things
I feel
first.
like I wouldn't know how to like approach him to that.
Okay, so like first things first. Okay, so there's like two different strategies. One, you know obviously because like the internet's always gonna the internet's always gonna be a thing now. So you always have to take that into account. So if I were to like one day catch him on the internet on the forbidden websites, at that point I would have to like kick in like DEFCON 5 and just take matters into my own hands and explain like from there. If that hasn't happened yet, and I'm under the assumption that he doesn't know diddly squat, then it's like I'm gonna have like like a conversation.
No,
like,
I feel like if your son was watching that stuff, you'd go in there and he'd be watching something normal, and you'd be like, "What the fuck are you doing? Why aren't you watching some hentai shit, dog?
why
Didn't I raise you right? Didn't I raise you right?
why did I know it was gonna be anti?
You probably watch hentai.
No, I do not.
It's okay, you can admit it here. That's why you watch so much anime, huh?
Oh, I've only ever I don't watch that much anime. That's Christian.
Oh, so you both are into hentai.
Oh, my
Damn,
God.
you freaks. No wonder you guys get along so good.
But back to the original thing. Like so yeah. So if I'm still under the assumption that like he's not on that internet yet, then I'll be like, hey, like this is like
Hey. Don't go talking bad about hentai.
So you do watch it.
confirmed. He just outed himself.
It's kind of
Okay.
like to watch those octopus 8 arm stuff, huh?
All right, but basically,
Hey, we better stop talking about hentai. It's gonna give him a boner at work.
stop, stop. All right, but basically,
I
yeah.
think that's a perfect time for the code word. My code word for this week is gonna be beef. BEEF.
This guy doesn't even know how to spell beef. Oh my.
Okay, continue.
Or but basically, so like that'd be like the strategy I would take with my son. If I'm under the subject he's not on the internet, then I'll like sit down with him. I would ask him if there's like any like girls in his class that he's like interested in, and if he has had like any like of like that sort of like desire to like kind of want to be more with them, and then I would like explain what kind of like happens like from there, and like I would use like my significant other like kind of like as an example.
What?
No. I'll say like
What?
or my significant other like like kind of like like when you like someone like a lot you'll tend to like see them in this way. You want to will be with them like forever, and then at some point in your life you'll want to have like kids with them. And I'll say I wouldn't get into like grim details about it, but I would like obviously because like you want to like prepare your kid to be like to like you don't want to set them up for failure. So I would like at least explain, maybe like not there. That would be like the first step, like just explain like what the desire of like wanting someone like a partner is, and maybe once he reaches high school, like freshman year of high school, sophomore year, that's when I'll explain to him like what a condom is.
Now, would you tell them, like when you're teaching them about this, would you tell them, or would you just show them like a video?
I mean, it's better for them to hear it from like from me personally rather than him getting it from the internet. Honestly.
Well, no,
So-
that's what I'm saying. Like you explain it to him by showing a video. Like, oh, look, this is what they're doing.
No. I wouldn't watch porn with my son.
I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying like some people are visual learners, my guy.
No. It's like I would explain to him like like what it does and why he should use it if that moment were to ever happen. Because like soft like obviously once you reach like like sophomore like it's junior senior year like it's like stats. A lot of people lose their virginity around that age. So it's like I would prefer my son to like be like prepared to like protect himself and whoever his partner is at the time. Then
Stop. That is my no square.
I'd want him to protect himself rather. Oh, Christian law. I'd rather him protect himself than have him like as our health teacher used to say, be in an 18-year plan. Because not only is he in an 18-year plan, he has my ass raising another 18-year plan.
That motherfucker's getting kicked out of the house. See how you do it.
But no, but pretty much that's kind of how I would handle that situation. I would just like try to be as like open as I can for his given age as much as I can. Now if it's a girl, the reality is that fathers who are mute this motherfucker. We're having a serious conversation. But basically,
I can't do shit.
We're talking about
Hi.
dicks, bruh.
How are you?
hi,
I'm good.
we're good. But basically,
How are you, Christian?
if it was like if I had like a daughter, it would
I'm in my
you know
car right now. Broom broom.
I'm in my mom's car. Vroom vroom.
okay, but back to the
Okay,
conversation.
time to go 9 down the street. I mean,
Well, but basically back to the conversation. But if I had a daughter, it'd be like similar but different. Like I
well,
would like
that's a stupid saying.
it
I would
would
feel like if it's a daughter, like the mom would have to do it. You know what I mean?
no
Like
it
if
had,
the mom is present.
no it would have to be like a combination of both. I know it would always be a combination of both parents, because they'd have to hear from the male and female perspective, because that's always important. Both kids need like both strong parents' presence in their life, but basically it would because I wouldn't be repressive with my daughter, because like once you like begin withholding things from like like from people, they'll want it more. So if you're like always the type of daughter who's like, oh, if you're just like type of person, oh, you can't date my daughter, oh, like they're gonna they're gonna be like they're always they're gonna like resent you for that. But basically, but I have to be honest with them. It's like there's gonna be guys that are gonna like only gonna want you for sex, and that's just the reality of it. So you have to like protect yourself first, and you also have to like make sure you're protecting your future as well by using a condom. And the reality is that there's gonna be guys,
Nah, you go in there raw.
and then the reality is that there's gonna be guys that are basically like criminals with only like criminal intention in mind, and like
Like Hector?
you might be minding your business. You're like, you shut the fuck up.
You know, Christian, Christian, I don't know if you've seen this TikTok, but Hector reminds me of that. Have you seen that one TikTok of the dad that's just saying stuff and he goes, "Do better."
I've heard of it, but I haven't. But like when you're explaining it to me, I don't like an image doesn't pop up in my mind. And never mind, shut the fuck up. I'm mute
Yeah,
myself.
just shut the focus up. Yeah, thank you. All right, but basically
I'm
that's
just
kind of
pumped with energy right now.
That's what we
basi-
need for this podcast.
that's basically how I would handle that situation if I had a daughter. So that's like how I would handle both situations.
Christian, how would
Obviously,
you?
you're not gonna be like be a hoe and then let her on the streets. Obviously.
Well, what if she wants to be? Is there something wrong with being a hoe?
I mean, we're gonna have to look on. We're gonna have to refer to the Bro Code Section 1, Line 20 on that one.
Which is?
Thou shalt not let a hoe not be a hoe.
What?
Anyways, when are we hanging out? again?
See, we were having such a good ass conversation, and Christian had to just come in.
Christian, how would you give your children the birds and the, or did you ever get the birds and the bees talk?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, by my brother.
How did that go, or how would you tell your children about that? How would you approach it to them?
Man, I mean, I was like a freshman, I think, when he told me, and I remember I was in my bathroom, and I forgot if he came home from work or came home from school. I don't even know.
He
just
caught him.
came
He
into
caught
my
him
room.
in action. He caught him in action.
And so,
His brother was like, "Ayo, why does the restroom smell weird?"
anyways, and so he came in, and he came in like not strict, but like seriously, and I was like, yeah, and so he told me, and I don't remember much of it honestly, because not really much to remember. He told me though, one thing I remember was that he was explaining like, how far can I say like things,
You
like
can say anything.
body parts?
Well, I mean, in post we can just bleep it, but I don't know about Twitch.
Okay. Because he was telling me like I don't know how he got to this, but he was talking about the vagina, and then he started to name off different names of code names for what like other names for vagina, and then that's all I remember. But yeah, I remember. That's the day that lives in infamy.
Okay, so how would you tell your children?
Honestly, it's not really a question of how I would tell my child. It would be a question of when is the right time. Because when is the right time?
Hector said around 14 or 15 to have the talk.
Yeah, no, it's like no, it's for me. If you were paying attention, Christian, I said in stages. Like the first stage would be like like 14, 15ish. You tell them the idea of like what it is to like like other people. because they'll think like, oh yeah, I like this person, so like I want to like do everything with him, but this is always isn't the case. And then the second stage would be like freshman, sophomore year of high school, and that's when I explain to them like kind of like if it's a dude, like what a condom is. If it's like a girl, like kind of like all the dangers that may come from the world basically, and like how to take care of himself, and also with the guy too. It's like you can't, you have the desires, and you need to control them as well, But yeah, and then the whole consent talk and all that stuff.
How about we all have kids at the same time, and then when they each and then they each go to the same school, at the same grade, and they each become best friends. That'll be the ultimate like goal.